I was thinking about this video that I wanted to do, story I wanted to tell about my first encounter with the puppets of the state, aka the police. My first encounter when I was, I think about 13 years old, somewhere around there. So this was Oakley, California, not Oakland, but Oakley, California. And I was hanging out with my brother's friends. My older brother wasn't around, so all of his friends kind of became my friends. I was hanging out with them. I'm at these guys' house, Butch and Eddie, and they're on the other side of the neighborhood from where I live. We're playing Nintendo 64, we're smashing it up, Super Smash Bros. And I don't know how, I can't even remember what, how good the cell phone technology was at the time, how good text messages and whatnot. But somehow he got a message from one of our friends saying that there was, the Teen Extreme was back in town and they were going to be back at the school. We went to Delta Vista Middle School. And when they would come in, it was this Christian Teen Extreme event. They did some Christian events where, they called everyone in and they would talk about some Christian stuff. And usually it was stories, not so much to do with the Bible, but it was still very Christian based. But the cool part was that they had food and games and rides, and not like big carnival rides or anything, but like blow up stuff, slides and just those things that you try to knock the other guy off of the thing with. Still fun stuff. And all of us were like, I was about 12, 13, and they were roughly between 2 to 3 years older than me. It's, 15, 16, yeah, around that age. And so we decided we're gonna go, and the first thing I want to do was go home and do my hair and get some hair gel, spike my hair. And so I leave right away, and I immediately, I decided to go left, not right, and a cop pulls right into this little turn here. Where they live, it's like a corner. And if you go straight out this way, it takes you, if you keep going, there's one left turn, and then a little bit more, there's another left turn that takes you into almost a completely different neighborhood, but it's still part of our neighborhood, but it's separate. Even the road looks different. But if you keep going straight, it takes you straight out to Highway 4. And on the right, there was nothing but a field. Now they got houses there. That first left, all it does is makes a square. So the house, it just comes along. So it circles around. So I instead of going right and making that first left, I decided to go left, and this cop comes in right behind me, and immediately pulls in front of me. I didn't even notice him. He feels like he almost hit me, but pulls right into the driveway in front of me, stops me, and I'm like, this is my first encounter with a police officer, so I don't know anything about that. As far as I was concerned, I was doing nothing wrong. I was just going home to do my hair, put some hair gel in my hair so I can look good when I go out to this event tonight. And but this cop, he wanted to know what I was doing. So he jumps out of the car and he asked me, like, what are you doing? Where are you going? And I just told him, like, I'm going home. And I'm in a hurry, because I was totally honest with him. I'm going home in a hurry. And he so I just keep going, and he of course goes just jets straight for me, grabs me immediately by my arm in the back of my shirt, swings me around, throws me up against the car, twists my arm up against my back, and just starts yelling all this stuff at me. I don't remember what he said at first, because I was just scared out of my mind at first. It's a cop, because I don't know who to go. I feel like I'm in danger, but who do I ask for help? I even see people coming out of their houses, and they're looking, and they're watching this guy who's like a foot taller than me. And he's just like shoving me up against his car, and I don't know what to do. And what he's saying, and I don't think they know what to do either. And he's saying, and all I remember him saying to me, the last things he said was that you're a little punk and you need nothing more than to get your ass beat, and I'm gonna make you my little project. Oh man. Yeah, I'm remembering this. So eventually he lets me go, and the only thing I remember saying to him was that I don't know what to tell you. I didn't do anything. So he lets me go. He gets in his car. He backs out, and he goes in the direction that I was going in. So I have no intention of going back. And I almost stumble, fall in the street as I just immediately run right back to my friend's house, past everybody who's now come out of their house, and they're all now watching, wondering what the fuck is going on. And I run right in there and tell my friends what happened. And they said, yeah, fuck that, we're not going. Now, admittedly, I wasn't dressed like, straight A schoolboy, okay? I was dressed like, I wanted to hang out. I was not dressed in the coolest clothes. In my mind, I was. But, so that probably was what most likely drew him in. But still, I didn't do anything wrong. Now I'm just trying to justify it. What I want to do is just share my experience of what happened. That's what happened. Call it what you want. I do want your opinions. That was my first encounter with the police. 12, 13 years old. Admittedly not dressed like the best guy. I was going back to spike my hair. To me that looked cool. What kind of shirt was I wearing? I don't know. I know I was wearing baggy pants. That's the only thing that I can remember that stood out to me that probably would have stood out to him. I was wearing baggy pants, and it was 2002, somewhere around that time, 2003. I admit it. It's not cool now, but I did it. In fact, I actually dressed kind of like a little punk gangster for, let's see, all the way through middle school, into high school, through high school. Probably until I was at least 21. 22. Honestly, 22. At least 22 years old. It wasn't until I went to some of my coworkers' quinceañera that I stopped dressing like a little punk because she wanted me to dress nice. And I kind of went over the top and went to this Italian suit store and bought a fucking $600 suit with my paycheck just to go to this my coworker's daughter's quinceañera. And I even pointed out when I actually sat next to the grandfather. With all these people there, I sat next to the grandfather, and I said in English, even though he didn't speak English, he understood exactly what I said. Me and you, no one else is dressed better. And he really he smiled, he laughed, and he really appreciated that. It was like, yeah, no one is dressed as good as me and you. It was a fun time. But boy, have I changed. Yeah, I don't dress like that anymore. That was the only slack I gave the cop, was just dressing like a little punk. Did I deserve to be thrown up against this police car? It was a K9 unit. I don't remember if the window was down, but man, it felt like that dog was right there barking at me. Did I deserve it? You tell me. Leave your opinions in the comments below. Good night.